If the number of views on YouTube mattered, why would these two YouTubers right here choose to hire someone like me? If views on YouTube mattered, how would I have made $50,000 in sales last month? How would I have collected $27,000 in cash this month? If views on YouTube mattered, why would a platform like Kajabi choose to reach out to me and hire me to help them with their client base? If views mattered on YouTube, why would people reach out to me to be on their prominent podcasts? Well, in today's podcast, I want to give you some perspective on views because I think society has gotten so wacky with the number of views, and they use it as a metric to measure someone's worth, to measure someone's success, but it truly is not the right metric. And I want you to think about something for a second. Back in the day, no one had social media. Nobody had, like a social media page or anything like that they used to measure their worth. But nowadays, people do. And so what's the difference between now and back in the day? Well, back in the day, if you think about it, there were a lot of people still who were using their skills, using their knowledge to make a big difference in the world. But a lot of those people, they're not in the history books. Nobody remembers them. But they truly came at their mission and their purpose with the reason of leaving a longer-term impact on the world. Now, today, there's a lot of YouTubers and entrepreneurs who do come from that heart of service, who do want to make a big difference, but I think we've gotten really tied up with a number of views. We use it as this metric to define ourselves, but that's all tied into ego. It's all tied into ego, and ego, there's 2 points of it, because every human being has an ego. The strongest force in the human personality is the need to stay consistent with how we define ourselves. However, there is a difference between a healthy ego and an unhealthy ego. And a lot of these YouTubers and entrepreneurs, some of them do have an unhealthy ego. So again, they're just using views and subscribers as a way to measure their own worth. But in reality, it truly doesn't matter because let's say only a few people come up to, watch your YouTube video. If you're truly impacting those people, isn't that more valuable? If you get 100 people watching a video and you impact their life, isn't that more valuable than this video over here that got 1 million views and didn't leave any form of lasting impact on someone? Maybe it just, sucked the light out of them. Maybe it actually left them more unconscious, whereas this video over here left them conscious. So again, everyone, you don't want to get too wrapped up in the number of views. And a good way to come at it is those few people who watch your videos, show up fully for them and really hit that point where your views humble you. Now, what do I mean by that? You're not doing this just to go viral or to get fame. Do we want to support our families? Yes. Do we want to be known as the expert in our space? Yes. But as I told you in the beginning, they don't matter because even people hired me for my area of expertise. And they weren't measuring me from the number of views, but they were measuring me from other metrics. So let's talk about what truly does matter. Now, I dive deeper into the technicalities of what matters in my Twopreneur playbook, which you can download down below. I talk about the 5 technical steps that you need to actually turn your YouTube into a machine that you use to impact people on a higher level and to even achieve metrics like I have, where I made $50,000 in sales last month, collected $27 in cash this month. But I want to go deeper into that in this podcast because I'm not going to dive into the technicalities. I want to talk about what it really takes. Well, one of them, the first one, is having a strong character. So all these opportunities came my way when I stood firmly in my character and I was truly who I was. I'm not trying to be like someone who I'm not. I'm me, and I let my light shine, and you need to do the same, whatever that means to you. For me, it'll look different than the way that it looks for you. What also matters is, what do you do when no one's watching? Do you truly practice what you preach? I've heard of so many influencers where, they say one thing and they get caught like in real life doing something completely different. Like I forget who it was. There was this one influencer and, they really supported all these causes, but then they were caught taking fake photos of them pretending to be supporting these causes. I forget who it was, but that's not who you want to be. You want to practice who you preach. You want to do the right thing even when no one's watching. And if you do make mistakes, you want to own those mistakes and realize that you are a human. You're not this perfect being, and it's okay to make mistakes as long as you own them and you work to improve from there. So that's something that really matters, is your character. Another thing that matters is what you do with your mind. Do you feed your mind, or do you put garbage in your mind? For your area of expertise, are you actually studying that? Are you staying on top of that to help your audience, to help your clients? One thing that I do is I'm always staying up to date with the latest trends just so that I can tell my audience, tell my clients so that they can choose to implement that. So I'm always feeding my mind. And another thing that I do is I take care of my mind because I have clients that I work with and I want to show up in the best way possible when I speak to all of you here on my platform. Another thing that matters is what do you do with your body? Now, a lot of people overlook this one. And be careful about this because there's a lot of people right now that are just hunched over their computers or just on their phones and they don't exercise. And even these entrepreneurs, these YouTubers, they're sacrificing their health for wealth. If you heard, a lot of YouTubers are quitting. And a big reason is because they're not taking care of their body. And that leads to mental fatigue, burnout. It's just like a downward spiral. And so, for example, like Vanessa Lau, she was saying that she was working on her YouTube and her business so much, and she's just on a computer, she's on Zoom calls, she's typing, and think about how bad that is for you. And so she actually said, I started getting heartburn, I couldn't sleep at night, and then that's why she had to shut down her YouTube platform and her business for like a year. You don't want that to happen to you. You need to take care of your body. And I know it's hard, especially when we have so much stuff on our calendar, but even like little things, like if you have stairs in your building, use the stairs. If you can walk to the store because it's close by, like walk instead of taking the car. Your body really does matter. It is the vehicle that you're using to run your business, run your channel, and don't overlook it because even if you get to that point where you're making a lot of money, what's the point if you can't enjoy it? Another thing that matters when it comes to YouTube is what do you do with your soul? Now hear me out on this one. When I say soul, like think of your whole life as like this big white canvas. Now a lot of YouTubers, entrepreneurs, they're only like focusing on two things. Business YouTube. And they disregard relationships, they disregard, like their friends, all these other things. But you want that canvas to be all these different colors. So you want to focus on, yes, YouTube and business, maybe that's red and orange, but you also want to focus on friends, family, health, spirituality. You want your life to be like this beautiful canvas. And so what do you do with your soul? Because I know many of you are passionate about what you're teaching on YouTube and what you're doing with your clients, but there's other stuff I'm sure you love to do outside of that. Maybe you like to dance. Maybe you like to meditate. Maybe you, I don't know, whatever it is, maybe you like to go boating. Go do that. That is good for your soul, and you need that to stay spiritually fulfilled. Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. Even if you achieve all your goals and dreams with your YouTube and with your business, it's not going to be worth it if you can't fully enjoy it, if you didn't enjoy the journey along the way. It sounds so cheesy, but it's so true, that quote. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey, but it's so true. And so you also need to focus on other areas of your life. And a lot of times, people lose touch with their biology. So what do I mean by this? Our brains are wired for in-person connection. Our brains are literally wired to be with people, to start families. I'm not saying everyone has to start a family, but if that's something that you're driven towards, why sacrifice that for your YouTube and your business? Because here's a detrimental thing. There have been YouTubers, there have been entrepreneurs where in a day, they lose it all. One of them was my mentor's. She actually had a YouTube channel with 250,000 subscribers, and one of her old VAs, he was mad at her. Long story short, he deleted her channel. Now what's going to happen? Everything was gone like that. And so your whole life could collapse if you're just focusing on YouTube, if you're just focusing on business. And it's so important to talk about because so many people just get wrapped up in just their channel, in just the views, and just the subscribers, but it's not the right metric. And so if that happens, I hope that never happens to anyone listening, but if something happens where your channel gets shut down or you can't run your business, then what? Seriously, then what? And that's where a lot of people get suicidal. I hate to say that, but that's what happened. That's why a lot of people are depressed. One of my clients that I work with, her niche is therapy and mental health. So I've heard so many stories of, when people get depressed, it's because usually the main thing that they're focusing on their life disappears. And that could be for anything. If you're just focusing on one romantic relationship and then it's gone, your life is going to collapse. So that's why it's good to have like that canvas I told you about, all these different colors. And that's what matters at the end of the day. And that's the whole point in this video. The whole point in this video is for you to see the broader picture because I just know that so many people get wrapped up in these views. It's like what drives their mind. Like the algorithm just permanently programmed people's minds to think in this way, but it's not the right metric. And even not just YouTubers and entrepreneurs, even young girls. I have family members in high school. I used to be in high school, but I think it's worse now where, people are they're just judging each other by their views, by their subscribers. But what about everything I said? What about a person's character? What about how they treat their mind? What about their body? What about their soul? One thing that's really gotten me far in this journey, my YouTube channel, my business, really started to take off within the past year. I've been doing this for about 3 years. I don't really count the first one because I was working to graduate from college, and my thesis was taking up a lot of time. But one thing that really hit it for me, well, it was a couple things. One was my environment, and I think that ties into what you do with your soul. Because if you're not happy in your physical environment, that's not fulfilling. Okay, I'm back. We just had the cameras cut out for a second. But as I was saying, so what matters is what you do with your character, your mind, body, and soul. And I know that's not something that a lot of people say that matters when it comes to views and subscribers, but it truly is the right metric. And again, like, a lot of people measure their worth and their success by views and subscribers, but even people back in the day, like, they didn't have that sort of stuff, so it truly isn't the right metric. And one thing I was mentioning is that what really matters is the partner that you have, and 95% of your happiness comes from the person who you're with. So, I just really want you to assess that and just to be aware of it. I'm not encouraging you to go do anything in particular, but I just want you to start to become aware of it. Maybe you're someone who doesn't even have a partner yet, and there are certain qualities that you want to identify now so that you can, sense them when that person's actually right in front of you. So one good exercise, this is something that I did, is I made a comprehensive list of everything that I wanted in someone before I actually found them, and then that helped me to actually attract them to me, and that helped me to get to the next level of my business. So you want someone like that who's lifting you up, not someone who's dragging you down. So I hope you found today's lesson valuable. Let me know your biggest takeaway in the comments down below. But yeah, again, today was all about the deeper character stuff and what matters on the inside. But if you would like more strategy on what matters with YouTube, if you're someone who's looking for results like I got, like you're looking to help people, help clients with their area of expertise, I do have my YouTube Business Accelerator. You can simply apply for that down below, and I have a wide variety of ranges that I can help you with. So I can help you in a private format. I have a wonderful group that's very supportive, very valuable, that you can become a part of. I also have a team of people, and we can do editing, uploading, creating shorts, building web pages, building funnels. I'm here to help you with what you need. Whether you're someone who maybe you're just starting out, or you're someone who has been doing this for a while, but you just want to get to the next level, I have something for you. So feel free to apply to that down below, and together we will customize your unique YouTube business blueprint to help you scale to 100K and beyond. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see many of your applications soon.